guys, and welcome to today's video. Apologies for not having a video up on Friday. As you guys know that follow me on Twitter and Snapchat, the products that I was planning on testing were supposed to be here on Wednesday. Didn't end up getting here till Saturday morning, so I didn't want to just put up a video for the sake of putting up a video, and that was my plan. That was the video I was really excited about. And just kind of a general goal of mine for 2018 is to try and upload 3 times a week, but more focus on quality over quantity. So if I don't have something amazing to share with you guys or a video I'm really proud of, I may not upload one day and just work really hard on the next uploads. But today's video is one that I am really excited about, and it is a try on of a bunch of brand new Physicians Formula makeup. And I can go ahead and tell you that there is a Becca dupe in here. So if you are interested in finding out what is new from Physicians Formula, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first and foremost, say hello to my little friend that joined me yesterday out of the blue. So we will see how these products do on top of a big spot. I planned it that way. I just wanted to really test these products, the things I do for you guys. So the first product I want to test for you guys is this Physicians Formula RefreshMint Cucumber and Bamboo Eye Depuffer. It's early morning for me right now, and I could use a little bit of an eye depuffer. This is supposed to be a cooling, hydrating, and fast absorbing treatment stick for an instant pick-me-up. It has peppermint, cucumber, aloe vera, and other ingredients to cool skin and visibly reduce the appearance of tired eyes while hydrating. Basically sounds like magic, because as you guys know, I have pretty dry under eyes. So for this to be both refreshing and moisturizing, I am all on board. The weird thing is it's kind of big. It kind of looks like a stick you would put all over your face, but it's just for your eyes. But it does say you can apply to your entire face and neck if you want to, so I guess that makes sense. But I'm going to just do it right here on my eyes. Oh my gosh. It is so cooling. That feels so good. So it definitely feels like it's tightening things right there. It immediately feels like tight but not dry. It feels moisturizing, but I also feel lifted. So I like the idea of this because it's exactly what I need right now. All right, this next product is called their Spotlight Illuminating Primer. I feel like this is 100% supposed to be a dupe for the Becca Spotlight Primer. And this is an illuminating primer, which I don't typically go for because I have oily skin. But as you guys know, this time of year, my skin has just been not sure what it wants to be. Some days it feels really dry, other days it feels really oily, so I thought I would give this a try. So it's supposed to blur, correct, and protect. It's infused with 5 filtering luminescent pearls to blur imperfections and deliver a glow, enriched with antioxidants to protect skin and visibly reduce redness. So it's a beautiful packaging. It feels really nice. It's like a frosted glass packaging, and it has a pump. So I'm gonna pump some of this into my hand. This is what it looks like. It's got a little bit of a glow that you can see before you even apply. Just going to work this in all over my face. Ooh, it feels really good. Okay, immediate luminosity added to the skin. This is a beautiful primer. We'll see how foundation applies on top of it, but first impression, packaging is beautiful, and I love the way that it's making my dry, dull skin look right now. And now finally, so we can cover this guy, onto foundation. I got their brand new healthy foundation with SPF 20. It says it has a brightening complex. And just all in all, their packaging has really stepped up. Like, Physicians Formula does not historically have beautiful packaging, but this line I feel like looks extremely high-end. Is that necessary? Is that necessary, Hawk? He's sitting there biting his squeak toy over and over again, looking right at me. Okay, so it says it's packed with vitamins and antioxidants for healthy coverage, infused with Chinese Wuzu Yu extract and hyaluronic acid to brighten, hydrate, and even skin tone. Ultra blendable, lightweight, buildable, and breathable. This sounds like my perfect foundation. I got mine in the shade MW2, and that's another thing. They labeled these sort of like MAC labels things where it tells you the undertone, which is so helpful. So mine is MW2, which I believe means medium warm too. Oh, I was trying to pull it off. You twist it off. Oh, and it has like a sort of like the Clinique applicator or the Neutrogena applicator. It's got a doe foot. And since I do have an active breakout, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the back of my hand instead of putting it directly on my skin. Okay, so I'm gonna take my e.l.f. sponge and apply to one half of my face, the right side of my face. It feels like a really thin consistency, and this color actually looks perfect. I'm getting the hang of picking out colors online. And this coverage is a lot better than, sorry, I'm like leaning on this side. This coverage is a lot better than I expected. I thought when it said light buildable, it was gonna be kind of a sheer coverage, but this is like light to medium coverage right off the bat with a sponge, which is impressive. And I honestly feel like I have nothing on my skin right now. Like, it's hard to tell. Like, unless I look in the mirror, I can't tell where I've already applied it. I'm really excited right now. I really hope I love this foundation. I'm looking for another foundation that I really love. And I decided to go ahead and try it with the primer because they're part of the same line. I kind of want to see how they work on their own, but I will test them out individually as well because I more wanted to see how the foundation applies with two different techniques than using the primer on one half of my face. So I'll definitely try different combinations of these two products, but them together is like a dream team, at least first impression wise. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Beautifully Precise foundation brush on this side of my face. I wouldn't say it's completely covered my blemish, like it's not a full coverage, but I mean that's pretty good considering the state that it's in. Okay, so no real coverage difference when using the brush versus the sponge, but I just prefer the side with the sponge because I feel like it pushed it more into my pores, and I just typically would prefer the side with the sponge. But so far, you guys, I am loving this foundation and the shade is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I went ahead and applied my concealer and took off my brows because I had already done them, and I realized that I had a brow product from Physicians Formula. So I removed what I had and we're gonna start over with this product. This is the Physicians Formula Brow Last Longwear Brow Gel. And this is what it looks like. It says what it is: a long-wearing, water-resistant, transfer-proof, smudge-proof, budge-proof, wow, brow transformer with brow-enhancing ingredients. It says it's a creamy, fiber-infused multitasking formula to condition and protect brows while promoting strength and long-lasting results. It's got vitamin E and B in it, silicone resin, conditioning and strengthening blend, and brow-enhancing fibers. And to apply, it says to use the angled tip brush applicator to create hair-like strokes to fill in and define brows, and then use the spoolie to soften and evenly distribute. Okay, so the cap on this side just reveals the spoolie, and then this is a twist off with a kind of paintbrush. And this looks like a lot of product, so I'm gonna kind of rub off the excess here on the side so that I don't end up looking like I have super drawn on brows. All right, maybe I do need more product on here because I don't really see a whole lot happening quite yet. I sort of feel like I have a lot of product in my brows, but they still look a little bit sparse. A little bit hard to control where the product goes, and I feel like it's putting a lot of product in my brows. But the good thing is it's definitely not overly pigmented, and it's not making my brows look super drawn on, which is what I was afraid of. I just feel like it's putting a lot of product in my brows and not really allowing me to define them. You can't really get a sharp line or a precise line. So maybe for like no makeup days where I just want to run something through it, I would use this, but I think I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Total Temptation and just kind of clean it up a little bit. Okay, so two things. I'm not a fan of this. It just doesn't give you enough control. I feel like it put too much product in my brows. I'm just not a fan. And second thing is the foundation has definitely oxidized a little bit. Nothing crazy, but keep that in mind when you're picking out your shade. It already looks darker than it did when I first applied. I'm also gonna set this foundation using my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Sweep and Lock, right? And just bronzing up using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is just one of the best bronzers on the market. This is one of those like where you can't even say this is a good bronzer for the drugstore. This just is a good bronzer. It competes with all of the high-end bronzers that I own. Right now for blush, I'm just gonna use the mixture of these two in this e.l.f. Total Face palette. And then for highlighter, I have a new one from Physicians Formula. This is one of their butter highlighters. I got mine in the shade Pearl. This is what the packaging looks like. It looks very similar to the butter bronzer, but it's just smaller and it's a twist off. It looks very shimmery, so let's see how it goes when applied to the face. I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild highlighting brush. Woo! My goodness. This reminds me a lot of that Anniversary collection highlighter of theirs that's so pigmented that I used in my holiday makeup tutorial. Definitely very pigmented. It goes on beautifully. It's not highlighting texture, but I do see a little bit of glitter. Nothing crazy, but there is just a slight amount of glitter, although that could just be that top layer, and once you get that off, there's absolutely none. But this is a very impressive highlighter. Look at that. Definitely for those of you that love a strong highlight, I think you would love this. And I'm gonna quickly go ahead and do some eye makeup, and I will be back to test the last product, which is a lip product. Okay, so I just quickly did some eye makeup. I used the Dream Street, Kathleen Lights, and ColourPop collaboration, and then just some Lash Paradise. And now for the final product from Physicians Formula I have to test, I have have the Healthy Lip. I got mine in the shade Bear With Me. So this has avocado oil, vitamins A and E, hyaluronic acid, and anti-aging peptides in it. It's supposed to be a long-wearing, decadent, mousse-like texture that delivers high-impact color. Really pretty color. It goes really well with this eye look, actually. This feels amazing and not even the slightest bit heavy right now. So we'll see how it wears throughout the day, but my favorite part of all of the makeup that I just tried, with the exception of the brow product, is that I don't feel like I have anything on my face. I feel like I'm wearing very minimal makeup, but I'm wearing full-blown foundation, highlighter, and a liquid lipstick, but they feel so comfortable. So I'm really, really hoping for the best, especially with this foundation, because first impression, I'm obsessed with it. So I'm gonna wear this throughout the rest of the day, and I will be back to let you know my final thoughts. Hey guys, so I am back. It's now the end of the day, and I wanted to give you my final thoughts on how everything wore. So as you guys can see in the up close, there's some bunching up around my nose. You can kind of see the imprints of where my sunglasses were when I was running errands, and I overall look somewhat shiny, but other than where I get super oily, which is right around here, I feel like it looks pretty flawless. Like my cheeks look like I just applied my makeup. The highlighter still looks perfect, but my blemish is starting to show a lot more than it did at the beginning of the day. So overall, I would say this is not a long-wearing foundation. It doesn't claim to be, but I cannot get over how comfortable it feels on my skin. And even though it is on the higher end in terms of price point, I feel like it's doing good things for your skin. It's got the high quality ingredients in there. So that's kind of the trade-off with this slightly higher price, but I do feel like it's worth it for the foundation, given the quality, given the packaging, and the ingredients. The highlighter I think is beautiful. It's really intense, but I think you can get the same effect from Wet n Wild highlighters, and they are half the cost. So I do think it's a great highlighter, but I don't know that it's worth the $10. And then the lip wore beautifully. I mean, it's starting to look a little dry in the center, but it feels, again, super comfortable. The pigment has stayed through 2 meals. I really, really love this color, Bear With Me. So I would also recommend this. As far as kind of the skin prep products go, I really like the way that this made my skin feel, but it's too soon to say if it makes a real difference. So I'm gonna try using this over the course of the next few weeks and kind of see what my final thoughts are on this. This primer is amazing. If you have dry skin, even if you have oily skin and you like a little bit more of a dewy glow, this is absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend this primer, and I do think it's a dupe for the Becca backlight primers. High quality product, high quality packaging. And the brow product, while I appreciate the uniqueness of it, I'm just not a fan of it, so I would not recommend this. So I really hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did and you want to stay tuned to see more what's new from brands, I've got Wet n Wild coming, I've got Almay coming, then just stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one.